Everyone wants success. Few want to do what it takes to get it. Why? Because the real path to success isn't what you see on Instagram. It's not private jets and champagne toasts. It's not overnight breakthroughs and miraculous epiphanies. It's not sexy. Not even close. As Alex Hormozi bluntly puts it, success is boring. It's the same shit over and over again. That's the uncomfortable truth nobody wants to hear. The reality that gets filtered out of the highlight reels. The secret that the success industry doesn't want you to know, because boring doesn't sell courses. Boring doesn't get clicks. Boring doesn't go viral. But boring is exactly what builds empires. Look at any truly successful person. Peel back the layers of their story. What do you find? Not the glamorous moments captured by cameras. Not the award ceremonies or the media appearances. You find years, often decades, of repetitive, unglamorous work done with relentless consistency. The entrepreneur who built a 9-figure business? They sent the same sales emails day after day for years when no one was responding. They made the same cold calls, refined the same pitches, solved the same problems for the same customers, long before anyone knew their name. The author whose book finally hit the bestseller list. They wrote the same number of words every day for years. They faced the same blank page, battled the same self-doubt, edited the same manuscripts, usually while working another job to pay the bills. The athlete who finally won gold? They performed the same drills, the same exercises, the same fundamental movements thousands of times. They showed up to the same gym, worked with the same coaches, pushed through the same pain when no cameras were rolling. Mastery isn't complex, Alex explains. It's repetition in the face of boredom. This is where most people fail. Not because success is complicated, but because it's boring. And humans are wired to avoid boredom. We crave novelty. We seek variety. We chase the dopamine hit of something new, something different, something exciting. But success lives on the other side of boredom. It requires falling in love with repetition. It demands finding fulfillment in the process itself, not just the outcomes. Consider this. The greatest basketball players in history didn't become great by trying a different shot every day. They became great by perfecting the fundamentals, taking the same shots from the same spots, thousands of times, until those movements became extensions of their bodies. Michael Jordan didn't get bored with free throws. Steph Curry doesn't get tired of practicing his three-point shot. They understand what most people don't. Repetition isn't just the path to mastery, it is mastery. The difference between the amateur and the professional, Alex observes, is that the professional shows up even when they don't feel like it. That's the hidden secret. That's what separates those who achieve extraordinary results from those who remain ordinary. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not connections or circumstances or privilege, though those factors certainly can help. It's the willingness to do the same things over and over again, with full focus and commitment, long after the excitement has faded. Think about it. Anyone can work hard for a day. Anyone can be focused for a week. Anyone can stick to a plan for a month when motivation is high and the goal feels fresh. But what about when it's been 6 months and you haven't seen the results you expected? What about when it's been 2 years and success still feels distant? What about when it's been 5 years and people are questioning your sanity for still pursuing this dream? That's when most people quit. That's when they decide it's not working. That's when they convince themselves they need a new strategy, a new goal, a new path. And that's precisely when the eventual winners double down on the fundamentals. As Alex Hormozi says, the reason most people don't succeed isn't because they're doing the wrong things. It's because they stop doing the right things too soon. This is the great paradox of success. The actions that create extraordinary results are usually simple. They're almost always obvious. They rarely require special knowledge or insider information. Want to get in shape? Move your body consistently and eat mostly whole foods. Want to build wealth? Spend less than you earn and invest the difference consistently. Want to build a business? Create value for people and charge money for it consistently. Want to improve your relationships? Be present, listen actively, and show appreciation consistently. None of these principles are complex. None of them are secrets. But the execution, doing these simple things day in and day out, regardless of how you feel, regardless of immediate results, that's what's rare. Everyone knows what to do, Alex points out. Few people actually do what they know. And even fewer do it long enough to see results. Because success isn't a sprint. It isn't even a marathon. It's a series of marathons. It's showing up day after day, year after year, doing the work that matters with focused intensity and unwavering consistency. But here's where most motivation gets it wrong. The goal isn't to white-knuckle your way through this repetition. The goal isn't to endure the boredom, suffering through each day until you finally make it. The secret of the truly successful is that they find joy in the repetition itself. They fall in love with the process. They take pride in showing up when others would quit. They derive satisfaction from the tiny improvements that come with consistent practice. Improvements so small that most people would dismiss them as insignificant. The top performers aren't just willing to do the boring work, Alex notes. They've trained themselves to enjoy it. This is where the mindset shift happens. This is where success is truly born. Not in learning more tactics, but in embracing the fundamental truth that excellence is a habit, not an event. Consider the Japanese concept of Kaizen, continuous improvement through small, incremental changes. It's not about dramatic transformations or revolutionary breakthroughs. It's about getting 1% better each day at your fundamental skills. That 1% is nearly invisible on any given day. No one will notice it. No one will compliment you for it. It won't generate any likes or shares or external validation. But compound that 1% over months and years, and the results become undeniable. That's the power of repetition. It harnesses the most powerful force in the universe. Compound interest applied to skill and execution. People overestimate what they can achieve in a year, Alex reminds us, and underestimate what they can achieve in a decade. This perspective is rare in our instant gratification culture. We've been conditioned to expect quick results. We've been sold the myth that success should come fast if we're on the right track. We've been taught that if it's not working immediately, we should try something else. But the greatest accomplishments in human history weren't built that way. They were built through consistent, focused effort applied over extended periods. The Sistine Chapel wasn't painted in a weekend. It took Michelangelo 4 years of daily work, often lying on his back on scaffolding, doing the same painting motions day after day. Amazon wasn't built overnight. Jeff Bezos spent years focused exclusively on books before expanding, making the same operational improvements, the same customer service enhancements, the same small optimizations every single day. The secret isn't finding the one magical thing that changes everything, Alex explains. It's doing the fundamentals so consistently that compounding works in your favor. This is why the most successful people in any field are often the most systems-oriented. They don't rely on motivation or inspiration or creative genius. They build systems that ensure the fundamental work gets done regardless of how they feel on any given day. They track their key metrics. They create accountability structures. They design their environment to make the essential behaviors as frictionless as possible. They eliminate decisions that drain willpower. They build habits that make consistency automatic rather than requiring constant conscious effort. In essence, they make repetition inevitable. And here's the beautiful irony. When you embrace repetition, when you fall in love with the process rather than just the outcome, success becomes almost inevitable. Not overnight, not in a week or a month, but eventually and with certainty. Because success isn't a matter of if, but when, for those who understand the power of relentless repetition. As Alex says, the question isn't whether these fundamentals work. The question is whether you'll work them long enough to see the results. This perspective transforms how you approach your goals. It shifts your focus from the destination to the journey. It changes your metric of success from purely outcome-based to process-based. Did you do the work today? Did you focus on the fundamentals? Did you show up with full presence and commitment? If yes, then today was a success, regardless of whether you saw immediate results. This mindset is liberating. It frees you from the emotional roller coaster of short-term outcomes. It gives you a sense of control and purpose that transcends temporary setbacks. It allows you to find peace and satisfaction in the work itself, not just in the rewards it eventually brings. But make no mistake, this path isn't for everyone. Most people will continue chasing the new, the exciting, the shortcut. They'll jump from strategy to strategy, tactic to tactic, never giving any approach enough time to bear fruit. They'll mistake activity for progress, complexity for sophistication, busyness for productivity. And 5 years from now, they'll be in roughly the same place they are today, wondering why success remains elusive while others seem to get lucky. Meanwhile, the quiet professional, the one who embraced repetition, who fell in love with the fundamentals, who showed up day after day when no one was watching, will have advanced so far that their progress seems miraculous to outside observers. It's not miraculous, it's mathematical. It's the predictable outcome of consistent, focused action compounded over time. People call it overnight success. Alex observes with a knowing smile. I call it 10 years of doing the same things every day. So the question becomes, are you willing to be boring? Are you willing to do the same fundamental things today that you did yesterday, that you'll do tomorrow, that you'll do next month and next year? Are you willing to trust the process when immediate results aren't visible? Are you willing to find joy in the repetition itself? Because that's what it takes. Not occasional heroic efforts, not bursts of inspiration, not revolutionary tactics or secret formulas. Just focused repetition, done relentlessly. That's the unsexy truth about success. That's the reality behind every overnight sensation, every rags to riches story, every remarkable achievement. As Alex Hormozi puts it with characteristic bluntness, fall in love with boring, because boring, done consistently, becomes exceptional. So today, embrace the repetition. Find beauty in the fundamentals. Take pride in showing up when others would quit. Recognize that the work itself, the consistent, focused effort applied to the things that matter most, is not just the path to success. It is success.